The offering. Willow Creek was a picturesque town nestled in a valley surrounded by lush greenery and rolling hills. The town was known for its tight-knit community, where everyone knew each other and looked out for one another. The people of Willow Creek had a deep reverence for nature, which was evident in their annual harvest festival. The festival was a time for the townsfolk to come together and celebrate the bounty of the land. However, beneath the idyllic exterior of Willow Creek lay a dark secret that only a select few knew about. For decades, the town had been conducting a secret ritual as part of their harvest festival. The ritual involved sacrificing one person to ensure a good harvest the following year. The townsfolk believed that this sacrifice was necessary to appease the gods and ensure the prosperity of their town. Despite the brutal nature of the ritual, the townsfolk saw it as a necessary evil. They had been doing it for generations, and it had always resulted in a bountiful harvest. The townsfolk had become so ingrained in their beliefs that they had forgotten the moral implications of their actions. This year, it was the turn of a young woman named Emily. Emily was a kind-hearted and selfless person who loved her town and the people in it. She was excited about the harvest festival and was looking forward to participating in the festivities. But little did she know that her life was about to change forever. As the day of the harvest festival drew closer, Emily began to notice that people in the town were treating her differently. She was accustomed to being greeted warmly by her neighbors, but now they were avoiding her and looking at her with fear in their eyes. She couldn't understand why they were acting this way towards her, but she brushed it off as nerves for the upcoming festival. Emily remained oblivious to the dark reality of the festival until the day of the event. As the townsfolk gathered for the festival, Emily found herself being pulled aside by a group of people. They explained to her that it was her turn to be the sacrificial offering this year. At first, Emily thought it was a joke, but as the reality of the situation set in, she became horrified. She begged and pleaded with the people, but they remained stoic and unmoved. Despite her terror, Emily managed to escape and ran towards the edge of town. However, she was eventually caught and brought back to the center of the town where the ritual was to take place. The townsfolk began to tie her to a stake, and as the realization of her fate dawned on her, Emily felt an overwhelming sense of betrayal. These were the same people who she had grown up with, the same people who she had considered her friends, and yet they were about to take her life. As Emily was left alone to face her fate, she couldn't help but think about the absurdity of the situation. These people believed that sacrificing one person would ensure a good harvest, but in reality, it was a senseless and barbaric practice that had no real basis in reality. The Act 1 of the story sets up the conflict by revealing the dark secret of the harvest festival and the impending sacrifice of Emily. It also establishes the character of Emily, who is a victim of the townsfolk's twisted beliefs. The act ends with Emily's capture, and the audience is left wondering about her fate. As the ritual began, Emily was surrounded by the townsfolk who chanted and performed their sacrificial ceremony. Emily's terror turned to confusion as she realized that the townsfolk were not sacrificing her to ensure a good harvest, but rather as a way to maintain their power and control over the town. Emily was left to die, alone and betrayed by the people she once considered friends. The Act 2 of the story dives deeper into the twisted beliefs and traditions of the townsfolk. It exposes the dark truth behind the harvest festival and how the townsfolk have lost their moral compass. The act also heightens the tension as Emily is tied to the stake, and the audience is left wondering if she will survive or not. As Emily was left to die, the townsfolk returned to their daily lives, seemingly unaffected by the brutality of their actions. However, the sacrifice of Emily had an unexpected impact on the town. The people started to question the ritual and its purpose. Some began to rebel against it, while others tried to justify it, citing the long-held traditions of the town. Emily's death had created a deep divide within the town. The people were forced to confront their own beliefs and question the morality of their actions. The act ends with the town still grappling with the aftermath of Emily's sacrifice, unsure of what the future holds. The Act 2 of the story showcases the consequences of the townsfolk's twisted beliefs and how it has affected the town as a whole. It highlights the internal conflict and tension within the town, setting up the resolution for the final act. As the people of Willow Creek continued to debate the morality of their actions, tensions within the town reached a boiling point. Those who supported the ritual became more fervent in their beliefs, while those who opposed it grew more vocal in their dissent. The town was divided, and it seemed as though there was no way to bridge the gap. As the weeks passed, the town began to feel the effects of Emily's sacrifice. The harvest was meager, and the once thriving town began to wither and decay. The people of Willow Creek had sacrificed the life of one of their own, and now they were paying the price for their actions. The tone of dismay and despair hung heavy over the town, as the people realized the extent of their mistake. They had followed a tradition blindly, without questioning its morality or the consequences of their actions. Now, they were facing the consequences of their choices. The once close-knit community had become fractured and divided, with no hope of reconciliation. The townsfolk were left with the realization that they had destroyed the very thing that they had sought to protect, their town. As the story draws to a close, there is a sense of hopelessness and defeat. The people of Willow Creek had lost everything, and there was no way to undo the damage that had been done. In the end, the story of Willow Creek is a cautionary tale about the dangers of blindly following tradition and the importance of questioning our beliefs and actions. The sacrifice of Emily had exposed the dark underbelly of the town's traditions and had forced the people of Willow Creek to confront their own morality. Despite their best efforts, the people of Willow Creek had destroyed their own town through their misguided beliefs and actions. The sacrifice of one had led to the downfall of many, and the town was left in ruins. The once thriving community was now a mere shadow of its former self, a testament to the destructive power of tradition. The story leaves us with a sense of sorrow and loss, but it also serves as a reminder that we must be vigilant in questioning our beliefs and actions. Blindly following tradition can lead to devastating consequences, and we must be willing to challenge our own beliefs and those of our communities. In the end, the story of Willow Creek serves as a warning about the dangers of conformity and the importance of individuality. It is a powerful and thought-provoking tale that leaves a lasting impression on its audience.